Taste of Country Nights with Evan Paul on demand, season 2, episode 34 with Lainey Wilson. Tell me how you met Miranda Lambert.
It was my birthday several years ago, and she didn't even know it was my birthday, but she just got my number from somebody. I think she had heard things a man ought to know. She's like, well, this girl can change a tire and she can catch a fish, so maybe we can be friends. And so she texted me and just said,
hang on, we're about to get into the rest of the interview. If you missed any of our past interviews, we had a lot of them. We had Jason Aldean recently in here, Jordan Davis, of course, Lainey Wilson, Dolly Parton. All your favorite country artists have all stopped by. Just search for Taste of Country Nights on demand wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Taste of Country, we're here with someone that needs no introduction. You once did, and now you don't. Everyone knows you. Lainey Wilson, what's up?
it's a long time no see.
Yeah, every time I see you, you're just doing bigger things, man. I can't even keep up. How do you keep up?
I don't. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't know. Maybe you've heard or you haven't heard. You just got nominated for People's Choice Country Awards.
When did that come out?
Just now.
Shoot.
People's Artist of 2024.
Wow.
You're up against Beyonce.
Stop.
Jelly Roll.
Stop.
A bunch of them. Congratulations. You hadn't heard this yet?
I have. I'm so glad you gave me.
There it is. I got to deliver the news.
You did.
This goes right up there with cutting my kids' umbilical cord.
Oh, I'll take it. I ain't gonna tell them that though.
What would you say to like Beyonce? What would you say to Beyonce?
Like if I got to meet her?
Yeah, well, if you beat her.
Oh, if I beat her?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's a lot of Beyonce fans, so I'm not banking on winning. But I'll tell you what, she's had a year. She's had a year, so I'll be like, hey.
I feel like you've had a year. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
CMAs, ACMs, Entertainer of the Year. If I were to give you a truth serum and ask you if you'd be bummed if you didn't win this year, what would you say?
So I've done a lot of like soul searching since I've won several things this year. And I've definitely, that's crossed my mind for sure of like, okay, well, what if you never win it again? But I've worked my butt off this year to prove to the folks who thought I didn't deserve Entertainer of the Year, to show them why the people in this town chose me as Entertainer of the Year. So if it don't happen, that's all right. There's so many people in this town that like deserve to win all of these awards who have never even been nominated. And so we're all running this race together.
Give me one of those people.
I mean, Jelly Roll, 100%. And Morgan and even Miranda for CMAs, you know, like there's so many people, and it had been a long time since a girl had won Entertainer of the Year for CMAs, and it's crazy to think about that. That should not be the case.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many folks who have done it so I could do it.
Well, let's talk about Miranda. You got a song on here with Miranda. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Who reached out to who? Like, how'd y'all take me to the beginning of the friendship?
The beginning of the friendship. It was my birthday several years ago, and she didn't even know it was my birthday, but she just got my number from somebody. I think she had heard things a man ought to know. She's like, well, this girl can change a tire and she can catch a fish, so maybe we can be friends. And so she texted me and just said, hey, it's Miranda. I just want to say I love your music, and we should catch up soon. And so we did. And I mean, I knew before she even knew me, I was like, once we meet, we'll be friends because we have a lot in common. And she's kind of just become like my country music big sister. She tells me what to do, what not to do. And she like checks on me, cares for me. And she's like, where are you at? How's your head? How's your heart? And I think it's important to have folks like that who have kind of been there and done that so you can call them and be like, hey, is it normal that I'm feeling this way about this? And they can give you a little bit of peace, you know?
What would you say you admire most about Miranda?
Her grit, her determination. I just love how she has had like longevity. She's been around a long time, and she continues to be around. And I think she just she has this spitfire spirit about her that is contagious.
Yeah, you said she's been around for a long time, 20 years, first ballot Hall of Famer. What advice did she specifically give you that you can recall?
Oh my gosh, she's given me so much. She definitely tells me that, like, you got to take care of the racehorse, meaning yourself. If it's not fed and watered and taken care of, the rest of the team loses. So like I got to be able to show up my best self and be rested and feel good and be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally okay. Because there's a lot of pressure around that. I mean, we went from 5 people in our crew a year and a half ago to 60. So I'm helping 60 families, that's a lot of pressure. And so I got to make sure that this ship don't go down.
Wow. Give me fill in the blank. One time I got drunk with Miranda and
smoked too many cigarettes. I'm like, I don't smoke unless I'm around her. She does it to me every time. I'm like, Lord.
Let me see. I'm trying to think. I bet she smokes menthols.
You know it.
Really?
Look, in college, I used to be about them Camel Crush.
Oh, yeah, the Camel Crushes, yeah.
And I don't know if it was just because I like popping the end.
Yeah.
But I like them a little too much. Yep.
She's gone through some pretty high-profile relationships. You're kind of learning how to do that now.
Yep.
Did you talk about, like, keeping it professional and personal and how to balance that?
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely, like, shared with me, and other people have shared with me, too, that, like, you ain't got to tell it all. Like, there's some things that it's okay to keep to yourself. If my daddy always said, if you tell all your business, you ain't got none.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I also think that a lot of my fans, I share a lot of me with them, and it's really cool to be able to start sharing that side of my life, I guess you could say. Because for a long time, I kept him on the DL. I wanted to see if he was actually going to be around to stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he ain't going nowhere. I ain't got rid of him yet. So.
Okay, let's talk about the Dynasty of Duck.
The Dynasty of Duck.
How is he doing?
He is good.
Yeah.
He is killing it. He is doing real estate and coaching. He is thriving. I'm just proud of him.
What did he think about Count Your Chickens?
Well, he was like, why ain't it ducks? But I said, well, I'm dating a duck, so I guess I write about chickens. No, he loved it because at the end of the song, I say, 1 chicken, 2 chickens, 3 chickens. Oh, shoot, I think that's a duck.
Okay, and that's just for him?
That's just for him.
Did he get weird when he heard it for the first time?
No, he didn't. We, like, I play all my songs for him before I play them for anybody. And so he's heard a little bit of everything. And he's heard a lot of the love songs that I've written him that nobody else will hear.
Okay.
So,
I mean, like, but was he...
He was flattered.
Did he, like, look at you like... Because I don't know. I've been with my wife for a long time, and if a song like that, I would look at it. Is that how you really think? Like, was there a talk? Are you guys secretly engaged? And we don't know?
No, we're not secretly engaged. No, but I guess I'm gonna have to propose to his ass because he ain't proposed to me.
Is there a time that you're waiting? Like, are you giving him a certain amount of time?
I think it needs to be during like a season of our life where we really have the time to like enjoy it. Right now, it would be like, oh, shoot, I'm engaged. All right, on to the next thing. And I just want to like be able to really soak it in.
Okay. I have like a sort of like a dumb question, but like on a scale 1 to 10, how much did the added attention paid to your appearance on like Yellowstone and then the booty video?
Yeah.
How much did that help position you to get nominated and then win major awards?
I think that it definitely introduced me to a lot of folks. I think whether it was the ass videos or Yellowstone or literally all of the different things, and then even Bell Bottom Country came out around that time, I think it was just kind of like the stars aligning. And I had been at this for so long. Honestly, I had gotten to the point where I was like, this is not how I expected to get introduced to a lot of folks. But you know what? If it led you to my music, so be it.
Okay. Yeah, and I thought about that video a lot because, like, I used to weigh like 500 pounds. Like, I lost a lot of weight and
Really?
did it like naturally. And
Yeah, when was that?
2013. I've kept it off and everything. But I know that it brings a lot of attention to maybe something like you've worked so hard on your music, and the one thing that people are looking at is your butt.
Yeah, and now people mad that it ain't as big as it used to be.
Okay, what?
Y'all ain't got nothing else better to do. Don't you have a job?
Did you almost feel bullied into having to lose weight?
Oh, no. The thing is, that video that surfaced, that was a video of me 6 months prior before it ever even, came out. So, I had already, slimmed down some.
Okay.
And then everybody's like, oh, she, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, she's losing weight because y'all done bullied her and this and stuff.
Right.
I'm like, actually, guess what? It's because I'm playing 190, an hour and a half every night on stage, running up and down the stairs, busting my tail. That's why I'm trimming down. You know? It's crazy. Honestly, if you ain't got nothing better to do than sit around and talk about somebody's weight.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's weird.
Yeah, especially when they're talented like you are. So, I mean, I could see if it's just couch potato.
It's weird, but I will tell you this. My fans, the people that I have met along the way, they're not the mean people on the internet. They're not. I can look at them and tell they're not the ones saying hateful things to people.
Good.
They're too busy.
That's right. I love it. You have a song called Nosedive on Posty's new album. Is he a hug hello kind of guy or a handshaker?
Oh, hug.
He is?
A hug and hold you tight kind of guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Were you skeptical when you first heard he was coming over to country?
No, not at all, because I had heard that he was influenced by a lot of country. He grew up listening to country. And once I've met him and wrote with him and just worked with him, I realized this dude knows more about country music than a lot of folks. Like you could be like, hey, Post, who sang that song back in 1951? It goes like blah, 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 blah. And he would know it.
Wow.
It's really incredible because the dude just loves music. He loves all kinds of music, but I think he absolutely deserves to be in this genre. And I'm excited for him because this stuff is good.
And how did you guys meet?
We met we met the day that we wrote, the day after the CMAs. I went over to a studio they were at and we wrote through the night. We started at 7 or 8 o'clock that night and I left at 5 o'clock that morning. I had never done that.
Wow.
I was like, this is how the rock stars do it.
Yeah. Have you hung out with him since?
Yeah, I've seen him since. And
Can you give me a got drunk with Posty and?
You know what? Probably smoked cigarettes. I think I had one that night. I was like, why are y'all making me do this? I don't even smoke.
Hardy has the Quit tour, all inspired by someone that left him a note that said quit in his tip jar. Anything like that ever happen to you?
Yeah. Last year when we were on our headlining tour, when we were just on a club tour, somebody spit on me on stage. Yep.
And then what?
And then I thought about getting down there and finding whoever it was, but I didn't. I kept rolling. I just kept rolling.
What does that mean to you?
First of all, I was like, why in the world would you buy a ticket and then go spit on somebody? But also, there's some mean people in the world. Also, they could have just been drunk and just being silly. And I saw it. It was weird. I saw it coming through the air. It was like I made eye contact with the spit. And then it just lands on me. And I'm just like, I got a heart like a truck. That's how I felt.
All right, 2 more things. They're Yellowstone related. So now that you have been on Yellowstone, if you could pick your next acting gig, what would it be?
I'd like to be in a sitcom.
Okay.
But I also would like to do some voice acting, for a cartoon.
That would be sweet.
I'm like, if you need a redneck cartoon, I got you, brother.
Yeah.
You know?
You guys would be good. You and Hardy and all them guys, man.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll. Okay. All right. Yellowstone rapid fire. Yes, no, or no comment.
Okay.
Will we see Abby in season 5, part B?
No comment because I've heard all kind of stuff. That's why.
Okay.
It ain't a yes. It ain't a no.
Did anyone else audition for that role?
No. Taylor wrote it specifically for me.
If you were asked to script the last episode, who dies, who lives, and who gets control of the ranch?
No.
As a fan of the show, which character do you love and who do you hate?
Oh, my gosh. I love Kelly Riley, who plays Beth. I love her. Hate? That one episode, I always think back to this episode because it's awful. The guy who who kidnapped the Native American girl that one time and put her in the back of the van and all that. I don't know what his name was in the show, but I think back to that dude all the time. I'm like,
hatred.
Mm-hmm.
Do you enjoy watching your episodes?
I don't watch them multiple times, but I also don't really watch a lot of videos of myself even on stage.
Okay.
If I'm on TikTok, I'll scroll by it. I'm like, I know what I sound like. Trust me.
How many artists have asked you for help to get on Yellowstone?
A few.
Which cast member would you want by your side in a real life bar fight?
Rip.
Okay. Any songs on the album inspired by your experience filming Yellowstone?
Well, so when I got to spend a little bit of time on the ranch, I was surrounded by like that Western, way of life, but that's also how I grew up too. So I think when I was writing, I definitely was kind of envisioning the Dutton Ranch song. Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I love the album.
You do?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for putting it out and getting it out there, man. Let's talk about this interview here. We brought in Billy Dukes from behind the camera. What's happening?
Lainey Wilson understood the assignment.
She sure did. She came in here and before we started rolling, she was like, let's talk some S. Like she was ready to roll. I don't know if she does that in every interview or what she was feeling, but, she brought the heat.
What was there? Was there one thing here over all the rest that sort of you walked away thinking about or kind of surprised you or was just on your mind the rest of the day?
I thought it was interesting about the whole boyfriend dynamic about how, she's just not getting engaged and why. And I think it's cool hearing it from that perspective, where she's the superstar and, most guys would be like, what is this guy thinking? What's he waiting on? And, but I think that's part of his appeal to her. But yeah, I was talking about that. And, man, I got to think back, man. There was just so much stuff in here.
Well, with her boyfriend, like when you asked her the question about the song Count Your Chickens, like she was kind of beating around the bush a little bit. Like she wasn't really necessarily getting to the heart of the question. Because that whole song's about like turning the screws on a guy to get him to propose to you. And she wasn't digging into that. But then she just said, I just might have to propose to his butt, Right. It's like, okay, all right, there it is.
Yeah, I think it's a good move for him. I think it's a good move. I've been talking about this with some other people. I think it's a good move because women want, they want to play a game. They want to work. They want to work for it a little bit in relationships. And, if he's the guy that's like, oh, I got Lainey Wilson. I want to marry her immediately. This guy's got Lainey Wilson, like one of the queens of country music, second guessing herself almost. And I think that puts her in a position to keep want more. I think he's doing a baller thing. I think that's a good thing.
No, I'm on team lock it down. Like you got a good thing. Like I don't like that. That's a game of chicken. I don't know if there's a winner there. I feel like if you're duck, you make it official and you don't take any chances.
Yeah, that's true. I also enjoyed talking about the Miranda Lambert friendship. About, man, I don't think we've had. It sounds silly, but I don't think we've had an artist like. I mean, forget talking about weed. I don't think we've ever had an artist like mention they smoke cigs.
Yes,
like to have Lainey Wilson like just drop that. Like, yeah, we smoke too much, smoke too many cigs when I'm with her. Like, I thought that was funny.
This was the thing for me, the thing that I kind of, even when I listened back to it, I was like, oh, it almost felt a little taboo. Like, wow, should we really share this secret? Like, are we going to get in trouble for this? I mean, and it's funny, like if an artist, we've had artists hop on air and talk about smoking marijuana. And it's like, well, no big deal. Everybody's talking about that. But like, oh, she smokes cigarettes. Oh, are the kids going to start smoking because Lainey Wilson admitted she played with Camel Crushes back in the day? I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, that's true, man. But you know what? That goes to, I think that shows that country music tries to stay legit, and as much as they can, they don't talk about it a lot, but, when it's something that people, I mean, I don't know. You wouldn't hear like Ed Sheeran talking about that. Maybe you would. I don't know. I just think it's kind of cool.
Well, I'll tell you what kind of surprised me about that is cigarette smoking is not good for a voice. So a pure vocalist, someone who's really got a great voice like a Lainey Wilson, would be advised for professional reasons to stay away. Now, if you're like, I'm trying to think of someone else who's like Jason Aldean, I think has talked about how he smokes cigarettes. He's not a crooner in this sense. You know what I mean? He's not like a Ronnie Dunn type.
Yeah. I mean, is Miranda Lambert a crooner?
No, I wouldn't put her up there in that sort of category of vocalist like a Carrie Underwood or a Lainey Wilson. She's a little bit more stylized. Certainly a great voice, but doesn't depend on sort of hitting all the notes like maybe a Lainey or a Miranda Lambert does.
Dang, who else probably used to chain smoke in country music besides everybody?
Well, I know Kit Moore smokes. Brantley Gilbert has smoked or smokes.
I bet Kit Moore smokes e-cigs.
He might have made the transition, but when I saw him smoking at the time, he just had his finger. I don't know. Kit Moore is pretty authentic. Like, I feel like he might just smoke the real things just because he likes the tangible. He doesn't like that machine up in his lips.
Yeah, Kit Moore is the kind of guy that rolls up to a show this is my picture of Kit Moore. Rolls up to a show on a motorcycle and with nothing but a pack of cigs and maybe a bottle of water, but doubtful. And just parks and just walks up and starts performing. He doesn't need much, maybe barefoot. He's
got a few picks in his pocket.
Yeah, or screw it, man. If the venue doesn't provide picks, I don't play. I keep on riding.
I underestimated how deep that friendship between Lainey and Miranda really was. Like, obviously I figured they had a relationship because they cut a song together, but it sounds like it really goes back a few years, and like Miranda's sort of really been there for over a period of time. These last 2 years has been a lot of transition for Lainey. She's really kind of gone from like new artist to like a superstar in the snap of a finger, and having someone like Miranda in your corner to sort of help you with that, man, that's super valuable.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as soon as my mom, she's 76, as soon as she knows who someone is, they've made it in country, and you know who I like? I like that Lainey Wilson. And she knows Lainey Wilson, certainly knows Miranda Lambert, but I think Lainey's definitely having just a career. But yeah, it seems like she's been around for 10 years, which I guess she has, but not in the sense of commercially.
So the second half of this interview, and maybe not even the second half. Yeah, I guess it kind of was the second half. We started talking about her... the viral butt video and kind of how she still sort of feels on that. We had a lot of conversation about this line of questioning going into the interview and how to sort of bring that up without sort of bringing up old news or focusing on the physical once again. How do you think we did? Do you think we kind of got to the heart of what we wanted to know without sort of just zooming in on her butt once again?
Yeah, because I think we wanted to know if the people zooming in on her butt was the reason that she felt she needed to lose weight. If she was bullied into it by people laughing at or pointing at her butt. That's kind of what I was going in to get, and so I feel like she answered that. So I was happy with that, and it's kind of an ironic story. I mean, if it was anybody else, I'd be like, I don't know if I believe that, but I don't know. I believe everything I feel like Lainey says. She's pretty legit straightforward. So, but I mean, if it was someone else like playing the game, I would be like, I don't know. But I believe Lainey.
Well, I do remember the one thing about that is that it did seem like she lost the weight super fast. So her saying that the video was 6 months prior makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, definitely. And with once you get to her level too, I suspect that you're getting catering at everywhere you're at. So if you adjust what is available to you, I feel like and you're burning all those calories, like if you really want to, you can get it done. I feel like she did it.
For a long time, you didn't really share too much about your personal sort of you lost a shitload of weight. I mean, and you haven't really, I don't know, you didn't talk about that with artists, even artists who kind of went through something similar. And now the last couple of interviews you've done, I think Jelly Roll and then this one, you've kind of opened up about that. Is that just kind of it came up naturally, or did you not really want to zoom in on your own self like that?
No, I don't care. Anytime that weight comes up, if it comes up, I think it's a good way to kind of bring it up because it makes the artist feel more comfortable, as opposed to like somebody that's never been through their situation. So it's like you're automatically a survivor per se with that person. So I think it's easier whenever you talk weight loss to get in there with my weight loss. And I don't mind talking about it at all. The only thing I don't like is if I ever talk about it, people message me all the time. I gotta send them what I eat. I just hate typing it. And I've typed it. It just changes over the year. No, other
broccoli.
Than that,
one word, broccoli.
Broccoli
tons and tons
chicken
of
fruit and apples.
I don't think Lainey Wilson and Jelly Roll, I don't think they believed you. Lainey probably did a little bit, but I think it's a mind. I've seen the photos, so I know you're telling the truth. But they're like, wait. Lainey's like, right, really? What?
I got to. Yeah, you're right. Next time I bring it, I got to have that picture ready. I used to have a before. I got this one before picture that I use where I'm posing in between the two Ben & Jerry's mascots, which is very fitting. And yes. I show that to everybody, but yeah, I don't know. The weird thing is I lost weight 10 years ago and kept it off. So anyone that I've met in those 10 years doesn't really know me from when I was chubby. So it's like we've kind of gotten to a point where I don't know. I don't really bring it up that much, I guess, because we're too much removed. I don't know.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Well, I think just in the 5 years that I've known you, I guess 5 years, and I've watched old videos, I've seen, the journey, you've continued to kind of lose more weight. It's noticeable in the video. If you go back and watch videos from 5 years ago and kind of compare it to today, it's a difference.
I know. When I got here, so I originally lost 250 pounds, and then over 7 years, I put on 85 or 90 pounds or something like that back. And then once I got here, I was like, I need to lose 100 pounds. And then I just started and I lost 100 pounds. And then, yeah. So now there's 2 levels of my weight loss videos out there. There's the ones from where I was extra fat and then medium fat. It's so yeah, I don't know. It's too many backstories to bring up ever. We're always on a limited time.
No,
but
right.
Next time I'm going to bust out the video,
Yeah. That could really kind of chew up a number. I mean, we get 15, 20 minutes with Lainey Wilson. If we spent 5 minutes on your weight loss journey, I think that wouldn't be the best 5 minutes spent.
That's not the best way. Yeah, there's really no. No headlines coming out of radio host talks to artist about when he used to be fat. It's not banging down the doors.
Yeah. Well, this was a good one. The video is worth it. I think we got 2 videos coming too to see her talking about these things. We don't often point people to the video interview, which is kind of a condensed version of what we do here on the podcast. The podcast, you get more or less the full unedited interview from top to tail. The videos are generally, I rearrange some things and kind of juice them up because YouTube, you have to do that. But it's fun to watch her talk about these things because she's as fired up as she sounds like.